this chain of title, and we're actually going to look at each person's name in the Grantor book. Start with the oldest deed back in 1946, and we're going to continue running each name until they sell it. Then you run the new name until they sell it, and so forth. We're going to continue to do this until we come all the way up to today's date in the current book. So follow me, and let's go to the Grantor books, and we'll get started running the oldest deed, Mrs. Maud Sims Camp, in the Grantor book. Follow me. This is direct. This means grantor. In some counties they use the terms grantor, grantee. Other counties they'll use the term direct, meaning grantor, person giving or selling, or indirect, meaning the person receiving or buying a piece of property. Now, our link sheet here, Mrs. Maud Sims Camp purchased the property on 6/28/46, and she sells it on 3/27/64. So we're going to run her name from this date to this date only, because that's the only period of time she owned this property. So at this date, we're going to stop running Mrs. Maud Sims Camp and switch over to H. Clay Camp. Any document that we find in the Grantor book, we're going to write just to the right of her name. Don't pull those books yet. We'll look at those documents later on when we're finished grantoring all the names out. So let's start. Mrs. Maud Sims Camp. From 6/28/46. Okay, I don't find anything under her name at all in this book. So now we'll continue forward getting the next book, Grantor book. And you can cut. Okay, at this point we're still running Mrs. Maud Sims Camp. Now this book covers from July 1st of 55 to December 31st of 72. And if you look at the link sheet here, she does sell the property on March 27th of 64 to H. Clay and William O. Camp. So I know that we're going to find a conveyance in this book. So let's go to Camp, page 43 it says. And I'm running Mrs. Maud Sims Camp. On that page, this is the point where you have to be very, very careful that you do not make an error. You can miss a mortgage. Now, I do see Mrs. Maud Camp to Georgia Power Company in book MM, page 55, and the kind of instrument is an easement. So what I'll do, if you look at the link sheet here, I'm going to write in EAS, that's just abbreviated for easement, MM, page 55. All right, we'll continue with her name. That's just one document. She obviously put an easement on a piece of property back in 1961. Okay, here's the deed into Hope Camp. Mrs. Maud Sims, QQ, page 237. Alrighty, and that is not our property. That is not our property. Okay, and here it is, QQ 133. This is the conveyance out of Maud Sims Camp to H. Clay Camp and William O. Camp. QQ, page 133. Now, I know for a fact this is our next warranty deed up, so she did sell the property. Now, we do not follow Miss Maud Sims Camp any longer. We follow H. Clay Camp and William O. Camp. Since it's the same last name, we'll continue from 3/27/64 and continue forward in time. Okay, I do not see any conveyances as of yet, and we're up through 1972, and so the Camps haven't done anything with the property. H. Clay and William O. have done nothing with the property up through 1972. Now I'm finished with this book. I'm going to go get the book that starts in 1973. Be right back. Okay, as you can see, this book covers January 1st, 1973 to December 31st of 1983, so basically 10 years in this one book alone. Now this does end it in 1983, and the Camps do sell the property in 85, so we will not find this conveyance in this book. We're looking for any mortgages, covenants, easements, restrictions, whatever we find in this book that the Camps did with the property. Page 43 again. All right. 43, H. Clay. I'm running H. Clay Camp and William O. Camp. These names right here. Okay, I did find a mortgage here. It matches our legal description. 1-X, page 233. And I'm continuing on. This is very important. You go very slow and do not miss a name. This is where you will miss the mortgages if you are not very, very careful. Okay, we're at the end of 1983, so we're going to go get the Grantor book and continue with the Camps until they either say Camp A to K, 84 through 89. So there's 5 years in this book alone. We're still running H. Clay and William Camp. Camp, page 7. H. Clay and William O. Camp to Harold Akins by a warranty deed. Book 59, page 129. Now, if you will look at our link sheet, that is our next deed up. 59, page 129. Clays to Harold Akins. Now, we stop running the Camps and we run the Harold Akins from 4285. So, this is, his last name is Akins, so we're in the same book. And we'll continue forward in time. Page 5. Okay, here's his name, but the legal description does not match our property. Okay, Harold Akins to Robert G. Hill, warranty deed 87.43. Now, if you look at our link sheet, our next deed up is 87, page 43. So, now we continue running the next name in the link, Robert G. Hill. We're finished with Harold Akins. So we run Robert G. Hill from the date he purchased it, 5/13/87. This happens to be the same book. Hill, 56. Now, here's the Hills. I'm looking for Robert G. Robert G. That's not our property. Here's a security deed of Robert G. Hill, but it's not our property. It's only 4.4 acres. We're done, and we're at the end, so we're finished. We're up through 1989. We continue with Robert G. Hill until he sells the property, which if you look at the next deed up, you'll know that he sells the property in 98. So we're going to be running Robert G. Hill for a while, for a number of years now. Robert A, that's not us. Robert A, Robert G. Now here's an easement, but it's not our property. Supply, not ours. Okay. Finish with this book. Takes us up through 92. Working our way forward in time. A warranty deed, 12 acres. That's not our property. No other Robert G's in this book. Continuing forward. Robert G.
Thank you very much.
Here's a warranty deed. Finish with this book. Continue with Robert Hill. And now actually we're up to 98. March of 98. So he didn't sell it till September of 98. So I don't expect to find that conveyance in this book. Robert A. Robin. It's not there. He's not in this book. Hill. Robert A. Robert G. Robert G, that's not our property. Robert G to Dogwood Enterprises in book 435, page 214. There's our property. So if you look at the link sheet, this is book, I didn't write this down last time, but I'll go ahead and put it in there now, 435, page 214. So now, we take a look, and Robert G. Hill really didn't do anything with the property. He didn't put any easements, covenants, restrictions. He didn't even get a mortgage, so obviously he probably paid cash for the property. So now we're finished with Robert G. Hill because he sold it to Dogwood Enterprises. Now we run Dogwood Enterprises in the same book, continuing forward. Okay. So let's start. Look at Dogwood Enterprises. Okay, Dogwood Enterprises right here. Here is a security deed for Dogwood Enterprises, book 435, page 216. Now, Dogwood Enterprises, security deed, and the legal does match our property. 435, page 216. We'll continue. That's it for this book. Continue forward. Dogwood Enterprises. Dogwood Enterprises. Okay, here is another security deed that does match our property, and that security deed is in 445, page 297. And I continue to look under Dogwood Enterprises. Nothing in this book. Dogwood Enterprises. Okay, here is an easement. And it does match our legal description. And it's in book 543, page 5. And here's Dogwood Enterprises. Bellinggrath Plantation, that is our property. These are covenants and restrictions. 543, page 7. We continue with Dogwood Enterprises, looking for our property. Now that we've finished with Dogwood Enterprises, we move on to South Fork Homes. On this book. continue in time. Still running Southport comes until they sell it to the Edwards on 21501. There's a lot of entries in here, but they're selling a lot of different lots in that subdivision now. We're only looking for 69 Block A is what we're looking for now, because that's the legal description on that particular deed. Okay, here's Jason and Sean Edwards, a warranty deed, 585, page 82. Lot 69, that is our property, as you can see. So, and if you look at the link sheet,
Oh, good.
585, page 82. Now we stopped with Southport Homes, and we continue on with Jason and Sean Edwards in the same book. Okay, Jason and Sean. Here's Jason. They do have a security deed. It's in book 585, page 83. It's lot 69. That is our property. So I'll write security deed, 85, page 83. Now we have to run Sean. Sean, same thing. No changes. We continue with the same name of Edwards. Jason and Sean. There's no Jason, and there's no Sean. Continuing forward in time. No Jason or Sean. Edwards, Jason, and Sean. No Jason, no Sean. Edwards, Jason, here's Jason. South Trust Mortgage. Security deed, 794, page 514. Lot 69, Bellinggrath Plantation. That is our property. So they took out another mortgage. We'll write that one down. And we'll check Sean, same thing. Continue forward. No Sean and no Jason. So they didn't do anything in that year with the property. Edwards, Sean, and Jason. Not in this book. Edwards, Jason, not there. Sean, not there. Okay, this is the last book, and the date goes up through November 11th, 2004. So that would be our through date. And I'll show you where that's written. So these records are only good up to November the 11th of 2004. Nothing there. No Sean. Now, if you look at our abstractor worksheet, it's the first time we've had the opportunity to look at this, the records go up to, that was November the 11th, 2004. That's what this report will go up to. So anything that happened after November the 11th will not be in the files, and you're not responsible for that. Now we finish the Grantor process. We're going to go back and pull all the documents that we found during the Grantor process. Let's take a look at the